All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to MCSM. If you missed today's Zoom meeting, this is a video for you. I'm going to be going through everything we talked about today so that you are completely caught up and ready to go. I'm Miss Collins, and I'm going to be your living environment teacher this year. I'm super excited, and although it's going to be a weird one, it's going to be a really fun year. The first thing I'm going to do is share my screen with you so that you guys can see a PowerPoint. Okay, so this PowerPoint is everything we covered today during our meeting. If you were in today's Zoom meeting, you don't need to watch this. This is strictly for those who missed the meeting. So first thing I want to say is congratulations. Go ahead and give yourself a pat on the back because you are doing the unthinkable. Okay, you are starting high school during a pandemic. Props to you. I don't know if I could have done it. So this is going to be a really interesting year, but as I said, it will be a fun one. I know a lot of you are probably feeling a lot like this dog right now. You are looking around, seeing the world around you crumbling and thinking, I still have to go to school? But I'm here to say, if you stick around with me, virtually anything is possible. So virtual school, we're going to do everything we can to make this year just as fun and exciting as it would be in a regular classroom. All right, so most of you have opted for what is known as blended learning. That means that some days you will be in person, most days you will be remote, but every day assignments will be completed online. Because of that, you have to bring your electronic devices to class. So when you come into school, you need to either have a phone or a computer or a tablet that has internet access so that you are able to access our class materials. We will not have physical handouts this year, so I won't be giving you any notes or any physical worksheets. There won't be any papers for you to print out. All of our worksheets are going to be online on Google Classroom. You are still encouraged to bring a notebook and a pen or pencil with you to class, so you can take notes and jot down any observations or diagrams that we're working with, but all of the work that you're turning in will be submitted on Google Classroom. Now, I know I've said Google Classroom a lot, and that's because it is very, very important. Everything that you're turning in this year will be done through Google Classroom, so that's where all of your grades will be calculated. All right. Now, we are doing something a little bit different this year, although some of you may have done this previously during remote learning last year. We're going to be doing something called a flipped classroom. This means that you will watch the day's lesson before you come to class. So every night, I will be posting a video mini lecture on Google Classroom. You will watch that video at home, fill out your notes on Google Classroom, and then bring those to school the next day. Those videos usually won't be more than around 10 minutes, so it's gonna be super short, where you'll just watch that video lesson, fill out your notes, and then get ready to come to class the next day. So then that next day, if you are either in person or online, we'll be working on practice problems in class about the previous night's lesson. I know that sounds super complicated, but I think that once you get the hang of it, it'll be super smooth. So every night you will watch the video lesson and fill out your notes. And then the next day when you come to class, we'll be working on practice problems about that lesson that you just watched. In class, you will also have an opportunity to ask me questions about that video lesson. So you'll be able to ask me one-on-one, hey, I didn't quite get this. Can anyone explain this to me, etc. All right, if you think of any questions that you may have about this, please just write them down, send me an email, and I will get back to you. Now, I said that in class we'll be working on practice problems, and those practice problems are going to be on a platform called Castle Learning. This is a website that you will have access to very shortly. And this website specializes in Regents practice problems. So this living environment class, will end with a Regents exam in June. This is an examination that everyone across the state takes about living environment to basically certify that you passed this class. And I'm here to tell you that if you do everything that we're doing in this class, if you work on all these practice problems, and if you come to tutoring, you will pass the Regents exam. We will be working with you one-on-one to make sure that everyone is prepared for that exam, that everyone can succeed. Okay. Now I don't quite have that login information for you yet, but I promise it's coming soon. Once again, you need to have a device in class with Wi-Fi access that is able to access this website, because if you can't get online and you don't have access to these questions, then I'm not sure what you're going to be doing in class, because we will be working on these questions online. So make sure that you have your device in class. And I will get you guys the login information most likely within the next week. Okay, so be on the lookout for sign up instructions for that. All right, now we are going to go through this course contract pretty quickly. I've pulled up this contract, and I'm just going to run through kind of the high points of this. This document is also going to be posted on Google Classroom, so you can read it in your free time as well, and feel free to have a guardian read over it with you as well. So, course overview for living environment. In today's modern world, an increased understanding of science is essential. The sciences, hold on. The sciences, living environment, earth science, chemistry, and physics provide a thorough grounding and background in each discipline. During the year, students will develop an understanding of their world and their place in the universe. Now, living environment, if you don't know, is basically biology. It's the study of life. We're going to be talking about how and why life exists and how everything in the world in regards to science works. So we'll be learning about a lot of real world examples, even things like viruses and pandemics and how they happen. So everything we talk about this year is going to be super relevant and super interesting. We'll have a lot of real world examples. So hopefully that'll give you some answers as to why things are happening in the world around us, and what you can do about it. I'm going to skip over number 2. Number 2 essentially says that this course is aligned to the New York State standards for living environment. And all of those standards are going to prepare you for the Living Environment Regents exam in June. Number 3, making literacy connections. There will be added emphasis on scientific literacy with a focus on reading and writing skills. To achieve this, students will be expected to read and report on current articles related to topics of study. Students will be expected to display good writing skills in their lab reports, homework assignments, and classwork. We will be looking for concise, well-organized samples of writing that contain proper use of terms as well as good grammar. So as this says, there will be a heavy emphasis on reading comprehension this year. You will be reading several scientific passages, and you will be required to make inferences and observations about them. So everything that you're working on in English class in terms of reading and writing will be relevant in this class as well. So in lab reports, we expect you to be able to write coherent sentences, and we will really be focusing heavily on literacy to make sure you guys are ready to go, okay? Number 4, lab requirements. So lab is going to look a little bit different this year. Normally we would be in the lab every week doing hands-on projects and different labs, but unfortunately for obvious reasons, it's not really going to be the same this year. We won't have that in-person lab, but to make up for that, we will be doing virtual labs instead. So I will give you guys more information on that in the coming weeks, but essentially for the virtual labs, there are multiple options that this will happen. For some labs, I will record a video of myself doing the lab as kind of a demo for you guys to follow along with. Or you will be doing an actual virtual lab on your computer or on your phone. So, hold on. So although labs will look a little bit different this year, they still will make up 20% of your grade. So it's very, very important that you complete those labs to the best of your ability, because they do impact your grade pretty significantly. Assessment, number 5. Throughout the year, students produce work which allows the instructor to interpret their achievement. Weekly homework assignments combined with classwork demonstrate the grasp that students have on theories, concepts, and problem-solving skills. Laboratory reports demonstrate interpretations of theories through observations, deductions, critical analysis, and reasoning skills. Exams, quizzes, in-class assignments, and projects provide the basis for assessment. Students' grades are calculated based on the following. Your grade will be calculated by 60%, or 60% of your grade will come from your scores on exams, which will be posted on Google Classroom. 20% of your grade will come from classwork and homework activities that you complete in class and at home. And 20% of your grade comes from virtual labs and projects that you will complete as well. So altogether, this is how your grade is calculated. And this will be reflected in Schedula or Pupil Path as well. Again, this course will culminate in a Regents exam in June. Students are expected to take and pass this exam. Passing this Regents exam is a graduation requirement, so it is very, very important that you keep up your studies in this class. Number 6, special services. Tutoring is offered after school and announced in advance. I will be offering tutoring twice a week. I haven't finalized the dates of that yet, but it will be pretty consistent throughout the week. Those tutoring hours will be done through Zoom though. So there is no in-person tutoring this year. It is done through Zoom, but I will be posting the link and the dates of that shortly. So I'll get you guys that information pretty soon. And number 7, one good thing about online school is that your required materials list is actually a lot shorter this year. So normally we would have about 4 to 6 bullet points of things that you need for this class, but we only have 2 this year. So the only thing that you need for this class is a personal device with access to the internet. So it can be a phone, it can be a computer, it can be a tablet, as long as it has internet access. And the second thing you need is just pens, pencils, and a notebook to just jot extra notes in. That's really all you need for this class. All right, now, normally I would print off this worksheet. You guys would read over it with your guardian at home. You would sign it and bring it back to me. But because we aren't doing any paper handouts this year, it's gonna be a little bit different. So you do not have to print off this worksheet. You do not have to sign this worksheet. The only thing I need you guys to do is to follow this link that I will post with the video. This link will take you to a student information survey. This information survey is everything that you need to fill out regarding your name, your preferred name or your nickname, as well as your preferred pronouns. There are some questions about access to technology, as well as contact information for your guardian at home. But this is also where you're going to tell me that you have read and understand this course contract. So as soon as you have read over this with your guardian, I want you to check off this box on this survey, fill out the rest of this form, and press submit down here. This shouldn't take more than 5 to 10 minutes to complete, but I absolutely need this form to be completed by this Friday at midnight. So you have got 2 days to fill this out. I would recommend going ahead and getting it done as soon as you watch this video. It really shouldn't take long to fill out, and it can be an easy, quick 100 in your homework grade. So for your email address, I want your DOE email. I do not want your personal email. I want the one that is associated with your school account. For teacher name, you can just put Collins, okay? Everything else is very straightforward. If you have any questions about this form, please send me an email and let me know. All right. So once again, I will post that link with this video. So your homework today is to fill out that student information sheet, as well as sign up for Remind. Now, instructions on how to sign up for Remind have already been posted on Google Classroom. So scroll back through that Google Classroom page and find the link to sign up for that. If you have any trouble with that or have any questions, once again, reach out. But both of these things are going to be due Friday, September 18th. That's this Friday at midnight. So make sure you submit that form and sign up for Remind before Friday at 11:59 p.m. All right, and I believe that is about everything I have for you today. We will be meeting again tomorrow, Thursday, at your normal class time, where we'll go over some more expectations for this class, as well as what you should expect for the rest of this year. So if you have any questions, please reach out to me. There is also a space in this form, wait for it, where you can submit any questions that you have. Once I get all these questions, I will be creating a frequently asked questions document where you can refer to get any answers that you need for any of those questions. All right, I believe that is all I have for you guys today, but make sure that you complete this survey and fill it out before, when? Friday at midnight. All right, I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.